Hello, good evening. I would like to say welcome on behalf of the Secession. My name is Oliver Ressler, and I'm a member on board of the Secession. In the name of the Secession, I would like to thank Former West to choose the Secession as a location for the third Former West Research Congress. The Secession, as most here in the audience are probably aware, is regarded as the first white cube, the first neutral and thus ideal exhibition space in the history of art, which today still presents a paradigm for contemporary exhibition making. Today, after 115 years, the Secession is still an important site for a specific tradition of exhibition making within the confines of the white cube, on the one hand, and disruptions to it on the other. The title of today's conference is Beginning from the Formerness of Contemporary Art. It challenges the question whether in our current political situation of a structural global crisis of capitalism, contemporary art faces a dead end. And it raises the question whether in our current political situation of how we could move beyond the present confines of contemporary art practices. There are numerous approaches artists developed in order to make a step beyond, from participatory practices of working together with different communities, different attempts to use art as a tool for political work, to relate artworks to progressive political movements, to a shift to a medium of film, for example, in order to get the possibility to present artwork also in other contexts than just in the narrow and sometimes exclusive confines of art institutions and galleries. Recently, it could also be observed that numerous artists abandoned their personal, individual artistic production in order to participate in collaborative practices, for example, in Occupy museums, that protests against the domination of the interests of the 1% in the running of New York's art institutions, or the Arts and Labor Working Group within the framework of the Occupy Wall Street in New York. The Secession is an art institution that was founded on the idea to give space to an art practice that moves beyond the hegemonic practice of its time. Over the last few years, Secession has been struggling to maintain this role, sometimes with more, sometimes with less success. I really hope this conference will be able to contribute towards the creation of a space for thinking, as Simon Scheik coined it a while ago, a space of inspiration, focusing on critical and engaged contemporary artistic practice and theory. I would like to announce the next speaker, Eva Blimlinger, who is the director of the University of Visual Arts and who will also give a small introduction.
Thank you very much, but we are the Academy of Fine Arts and not the University of Visual Arts at this moment. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, on behalf of the Academy of Fine Arts, it is a great pleasure to me to welcome you all here in Vienna, coming from all abroad, to the third Former West Research Congress, part one. The second part will be in the Netherlands. The title Beyond What Was Contemporary Art, or the question which will take place, the Congress at the Secession today and at the Academy of Fine Arts tomorrow. The Congress offers a space to speculate about possibilities for art vis-a-vis the increasing forces to antagonism across the world and the emerging imaginaries that accompany them. A lot of questions around the beginning of the conference, and maybe the speakers will present possible answers or maybe only hypotheses. With the speakers and hopefully a large number of participants and discussants, I'm sure that this conference will be a memorable, highly educational and not to be missed conference. I hope there will be enough time and the opportunity to discuss the presentations, the hypotheses, and the answers which are presented. At this point, I want to take the opportunity to say thank you to the whole Former West team, and especially, out of my view, to the curator at the Academy, Marion von Osten. Thank you to the Erste Stiftung, to Boris Marta and Christine Böhler for the generous financial support. And a very, very special thank you to Sabine Dorci and Christine Messerschmidt, who did a great job to support the whole organization of the conference. And last but not least, I want to thank you. I want to thank the participants, the discussants, all you for coming, and I wish you an interesting, controversial, and stimulating conference. Thank you.